Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Well, I guess it was defense optional in Cleveland tonight because neither team played much defense. It was hot shooting all the way around from the field and from the three-point line, but the Knicks pulled it out in overtime. Let's get to it. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of trade rumors. So we're going to get through this whole game recap pretty fast, ladies and gentlemen. Let's rock. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, and it's not Kenny Wooten. But anyway, the Knicks were in Cleveland tonight, trying to put together their second win in a row, and it was defense optional. 7-6 Cavaliers are up, and listen, I'm seeing this for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, because I only got to see the second half of the game. Really, I only got to see the fourth quarter. So here we go, 12-10, Cavaliers are up. You see that guy right there, Colin Sexton, finds Larry Nance Jr. for the dunk. 16-10, the Cavaliers are up. Elfrid Payton had a game. Some people don't care about Elfrid Payton's game, but Elfrid Payton had a good game tonight, 26-21. The New York Knicks are down. Julius Randle gets the dunk. Julius Randle on the night had 20 points and 8 rebounds. He was 9 for 16 from the field. Marcus Morris, though. Marcus Morris was the guy. You got to give him that. Julius Randle with a nice little spin, fadeaway jump shot. 28-28. The game is tied, and like I said, this was defense optional, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Love, he gets the nice pass and lays the ball in. Kevin Love had 33 points tonight. And then there you go, that guy, bang, he knocks it down from 3. 45, now 45-40. The Knicks are down. It's second quarter with 8 minutes left, and you see Kevin Knox throw the oop to Mitchell Robinson. Nice play. You like to see that. 17 minutes Kevin Knox played. He had 12 points. Dennis Smith Jr. had a resurgence. You got to have a resurgence when no defense is being played. Dennis Smith Jr. had 15 points tonight. The Knicks up 49-46. Then they tied up to make it 49-49. And then Kevin Knox comes down. He knocks down a 3 to make it, to give the Knicks a 3-point lead. It's now 54-51. The Knicks are up. Larry Nance Jr. kicks the bass, dunk down the lane. 58-53. The Knicks on top. Colin Sexton ISO'd on Marcus Morris. He knocks down the 3. 58-56. The Knicks are up. There you go. That guy right there, Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton tonight had a triple-double, ladies and gentlemen. He had 17 points, 15 assists, and 11 rebounds. But you know the game, I mean, we scored 130-something points, and so did the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers knocked down a 3 right there. 9 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third quarter. The Cavaliers are up 1 over the New York Knicks. Elfrid Payton handling the ball at the top of the key. He finds Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson had 8 points on the night and 3 rebounds. Reggie Bullock misses the jump shot. Kevin Love brings in the rebound. Colin Sexton races up the floor. No defense. Scores on about 3 or 4 people. Colin Sexton tonight, he had 29 points and 7 assists and also 2 rebounds. And then that guy right there gives it off to Larry Nance Jr. And Larry Nance Jr. dunks it home. He had 18 points, 6 assists, and 8 rebounds on the night. Marcus Morris knocks down a triple. 77-75. Now it's 77-77 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. It's a lot of scoring going on, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, Kevin Love dance his way around Julius Randle for the easy layup. 79-79. Bang. The Cleveland Cavaliers knock down a triple to make it 82-79. Cedi Osman knocks that one down. He had 15 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds on the night. Colin Sexton to the basket. No resistance. He reverses that one home. Bobby Portis misses the 3. And then you see Elfrid Payton gets the rebound. Nice rebound from Elfrid Payton after he did that foolish move the other night. I still think it was a sucker move, but, you know, it is what it is. Colin Sexton behind the back, over top of Julius Randle. Again, Colin Sexton tonight had 29 points and 7 assists. Larry Nance Jr. against fine Colin Sexton. Colin Sexton kicks it out, goes around the perimeter. The Cavs knock down the 3 to take a 6-point lead. Right, it's now a 6-point lead, and that guy right there, he knocks it down. The Cavs extending their lead. It's now a 7-point lead. Dennis Smith Jr. to the basket. He lays it in. Again, Dennis Smith Jr. on the night, he had 15 points. He was 6 of 11 from the field, 6 assists and 3 rebounds. Nice to see Dennis Smith Jr. have a good night. You know what I mean? Whether or not you like Dennis Smith Jr., just as a person, as a player, as a kid, as Dennis Smith Jr. takes it to the cup, it's nice to see him have a good night after everything he's been through this season. Fourth quarter is 102-100. Larry Nance Jr. kicks it out. Easy Swiss cheese defense in the lane, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Knox, he gets inside. He floats it in. Kevin Knox tonight had 12 points. He was 5 for 8 from the field and 2 for 4 from the three-point line. To the basket. Boom. There you go. John Henson. He gets the alley-oop. I almost forgot his name. The Knicks were actually mentioned in trade rumors with John Henson as Mitchell Robinson gets a steal, dunks it home. It's 108-105. But yes, the Knicks were mentioned in trade rumors with John Henson with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We'll talk more about that later as Dennis Smith Jr. knocks down a 3. Colin Sexton kicks it out to Kevin Love. Kevin Love knocks down the 3. Kevin Love, big night tonight, 33 points, 13 rebounds. He also has 6 assists. 116-108, and at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I thought this one was done as Kevin Porter Jr. slams home the alley-oop, not alley-oop. I was thinking about that movie. Never mind, alley-oop. Kevin Porter Jr. had 12 points. 3 assists on the night. 120-115 as Eddie Osman puts one in. Frank Ntilikina gets the ball. Screen from Bobby Portis. Floats one up. Frank Ntilikina puts it in. Frank Ntilikina played 22 minutes tonight. He had 9 points. 4 for 7 from the field. 7 rebounds and 2 assists. He had a couple of big shots too. Marcus Morris. He knocks one home to tie the game up at 120. Like I said, defense optional tonight. Elfrid Payton directing traffic. He finds Julius Randle flashing down the lane. Nice pass and nice cut. Good teamwork from both players. 122-120. Kevin Love says, okay, I'll tie the game back up. He ties it back up and knocks one home. 1 minute, 50 seconds left in the game. Julius Randle got the ball in the post. Kicks the ball out to Frank. Frank pulls up the 3. Bang, knocks one home. Again, Frank Ntilikina had 9 points on the night. It was 1 for 3. 1 for 3 from the three-point line was Frank Ntilikina. 125-124. The Knicks got the lead here with 44 seconds left. Elfrid Payton finds Julius Randle. Julius Randle lays it in to give the Knicks a 3-point lead and a little bit of a cushion. Kevin Knox back to Colin Sexton. He knocks down the 3 to tie the game at 127, ladies and gentlemen. 33 seconds left in the game. Now it's 3 seconds left in the game. Marcus Morris faces off against Cedi Osman. He misses the pull-up. The game is going into overtime. In overtime, Larry Nance Jr., guarded by Bobby Portis, the Cavs knock down a 3 to take a 3-point lead. Take a 3-point lead. As Darius Garland knocks that one down, and then Julius Randle, he goes to the basket to make it 130-129. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in the game. Larry Nance Jr. to Kevin Love. Kevin Love kicks it back to Larry Nance Jr. for a dunk to give the Cleveland Cavaliers a 3-point lead. Now it's a 1-point lead. Julius Randle gives the Knicks a lead on that spin move layup. 133-132. The Knicks are up 1. 126 left in the game. Kevin Love has the ball out, guarded by Julius Randle. Knocks down, I guess that was just a 2-point shot. Knocks it down. It's 134-133. Marcus Morris, he gets the ball in the post, facing off against Cedi Osman. You know he's taking it. Marcus Morris pulls up. He knocks it down. 135-134. Now it's 29 seconds left. 135-134. Marcus Morris isolating, knocks it down. 13-point game. It's 13 seconds left in the game, ladies and gentlemen. 137-134. The Cleveland Cavaliers didn't have enough at the end to pull this one in as Julius Randle carries in the rebound. 138-134. Marcus Morris shoots the free throw, knocks it down. 7.6 seconds left in the game. Not much that the Cavaliers are going to be able to do at this point. And ladies and gentlemen, that's your game. The Knicks go to Cleveland. They win their second in a row. They win the game 139 to 134. And, there'll be a lot of people that have a lot of things to say about this game, without a doubt. And it's all good. Everyone's going to have their opinion. It's all good. I feel you. Let's take a look at some of the matchup numbers for this game. All right, looking at the matchup numbers for this game, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll go ahead and take this scroll off the bottom. Okay, that was earlier today when I was on Sportscaster. This is what was up. Okay, so let me take this out of there. There we go. We got that up out of there. And we'll put the New York Knicks versus Cavs game recap up on the board so you can read that. Anyway, what a game it was. Hot shooting all over the board. The Knicks shot 55.9% from the field. The Cavs, they shot 56.5% from the field. The Knicks, they made 10 of 26 three-pointers with 38.5%. The Cleveland Cavaliers made 18 of 35 three-pointers for 51.4% from the field. Well, from the three-point line, from the arc. The Knicks shot 71.4% from the free throw line, and the Cavs shot 66.7% from the free throw line. The Knicks they grabbed 46 rebounds. They dominated the glass. They had 33 assists tonight, the Knicks did. 33 assists, 11 steals, 1 block, and only 12 turnovers. The Cavs, they only had 34 rebounds. They had 34 assists, though. 6 steals, 3 blocks, and 14 turnovers. The Knicks win versus the Cavs. Let's run down the box score real quick. And then we're going to get down with the get down as we break down this game. And I don't have a whole lot to break down, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to be relying on you guys to break it down for me because I didn't get to see everything. But let's look at the Knicks, man. Julius Randle on the night. He had 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals on the night. He's 9 for 16 from the field, 0 for 2 from the three-point line. His three-point percentage continues to dip and dip and dip and dip and dip. There was a point in the season where he was shooting it well, but he's not shooting it well now. Taj Gibson had 8 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Marcus Morris, he had 26 points, leading the team, knocking down clutch buckets. Reggie Bullock, he had 7 points. Elfrid Payton, he had 17 points and 15 assists. He also had 11 rebounds. Bobby Portis tonight. He played 28 minutes. He had 12 points. Dennis Smith Jr. had 15 points and 6 assists. Damian Dotson had 9 points. Mitchell Robinson, he had 12 points and 4 rebounds. Frank Ntilikina played 22 minutes tonight. He had 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. Wayne Ellington and Alonzo Trier did not play. Coach's decision. Shot distribution was pretty decent tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I will say that. Shot distribution was decent. Not one player on the Knicks took over 20 shots. And you know what? Honestly, for the most part, I don't know if we have a player that's averaging more than 20 shots per game. All right, Julius Randle took 16 shots. Taj Gibson took 6 shots. Marcus Morris took 15 shots. Reggie Bullock took 6 shots. Elfrid Payton took 17 shots. Bobby Portis took 8 shots. Dennis Smith Jr. took 11 shots. Damian Dotson took 6 shots. 3 shots. 6 shots. Kevin Knox took 8 shots. Mitchell Robinson only took 2 shots. Frank Ntilikina took 7 shots. That's good shot distribution, in my opinion. People will complain. That's cool. All fine and dandy. In my opinion, that's pretty good shot distribution. Because when you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers and you look at their shot distribution, Kevin Love had 20 shots. Colin Sexton took 22 shots. Cedi Osman took 10. Larry Nance Jr. took 13. Darius Garland took 10. Nobody else took anything in double digits. You got somebody else. Kevin Porter Jr. took 8. Della Vadova took 1. John Henson took 4. Dante Exum took 4. So good shot distribution, in my opinion, by the New York Knicks. Agree or disagree, I think it's good shot distribution. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Cedi Osman had 15 points. 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Kevin Love had 33 points, 6 assists, and 13 rebounds. Larry Nance Jr. had 18 points and 6 assists, 8 rebounds. Colin Sexton had 29 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds. Darius Garland had 14 points. Kevin Porter Jr., he had 12 points. Matthew Dellavedova had 0 points. It's 0 for 1 from the field. John Henson had 9 points, and Dante Exum had 4 points on the night, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way the game broke down, folks. So, before I get to my guys that's in the YouTube chat, I do want to say to you, thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys for being here. And subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. All right. D-Gons, yes, they do call that a triple-double that Elfrid Payton had. I know I read off his stats, but I didn't call it a triple-double. You're right. It's a triple-double. I probably couldn't think of it. I don't know. Sometimes words be skipping out my head. But yeah, Elfrid Payton had a triple-double tonight. He responded with a triple-double. He had the sucker move the other night and came back and had a triple-double tonight. So, and of course, we knew City for Real was going to be in the chat tonight. You knew that. City was going to be in the chat tonight, without a doubt. His man dropped a triple-double, so you knew City was coming to talk about it. So I'm getting to City for Real. I'm coming to you first, bro. Coming to you first, man, because I know you want to talk about it, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell so you'll be notified. Anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section, all right? Let me get to these guys in the chat. I think City had to go take a break. He logged in, but he had to go take a break real quick. So I'm going to get to Nate, since Nate's the only one paying attention. And we're going to go ahead and break this thing down, man. Nate, what's cracking with you, bro?
Not much, man. So a couple of observations I have from the game. First off, for everybody who thinks that Marcus Morris needs to be traded, I tell you what, if you take him off this team, we ain't winning a lot of games going forward. This guy can step up when needed. I mean, if you watch that game, we were dead in the water, man. I think that Porter dunk put us down by 10, and I'm pretty sure every Knicks fan thought, like, man, we're about to lose. We're about to get run out of the building. And then Marcus Morris got on his horse and said, you know what, guys, we ain't losing tonight. And I think he scored the last 2 baskets. He got fouled, scored 2 free throws. I mean, the guy just hit timely shots, man. I mean, but that's what vets do. I mean, people that say, oh, we just got to play young guys. Yeah, dude, young guys are fun to watch. But how many teams win with young players? Not very many, consistently. That's what vets do, man. Marcus Morris has been through the battles. He's been battle tested. He's played for good coaches. The guy knows how to play. And I'm telling you what, man, like I told you off the show, Sam, I truly believe that R.J. Barrett is our leader going forward. But R.J. Barrett's only 19 years old. There's not a lot of 19-year-olds that are going to come in and demand that kind of leadership early on. R.J. Barrett, the best he could do is learn behind a guy like Marcus Morris and let Marcus be our leader. And then when Marcus decides to hang it up, or we decide to let him go after his contract ends again, you know, R.J. Barrett will be ready. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be the leader going forward. I mean, the guy has got it all in the mind at 19 years old, but I just think that he needs time, you know, time to develop and get better. Okay. And then my other point was, man, I don't know who said what to the point guards, but man, the point guard, this is arguably the best game that I have seen all 3 point guards play. Like, very consistent, very, you know, solid, you know, passing the ball, not making a lot of stupid turnovers, playing good defense. Shout out to Dennis Smith Jr. You know, we knock on him on defense so many times. The guy has played great defense on Garland. I was very impressed with him. Okay. And I tell you what, man, people kind of got a little preview. If this guy can play that kind of defense and his shot comes back, this guy can be special, bro. He can be that guy that we've been wanting to see for a long time.
Well, I mean, you know, it's the one thing I will say about him, you know, it's he's had a couple of games to get back on the floor, get some rhythm, get back in shape, stuff like that. Hopefully he's past everything. He's had a tumultuous season, and he hasn't played well whatsoever this season. You know what I mean? Hopefully hopefully he's past all of that and we can see him start to play well. Whether or not he's with the Knicks, I just want to see the kid play well. He's a young guy.
21 years old.
Young guy. Talking about our guards tonight, because you're right. Our guards really did come through. Our point guards. Elfrid Payton had 17 points, 15 assists, 11 rebounds, so a triple-double. Make sure I get that right because they jumped on me in the chat for not saying triple-double. You know what I'm saying? So let me make sure I get that right. A triple-double. He had a triple-double. I almost forgot it. I almost forgot to say it. Yes, he had a triple-double. All right, so big shout-out to Elfrid Payton for grabbing that triple-double tonight. And listen, that's, we didn't expect Elfrid Payton to get a triple-double every night. But it's what we thought he could do coming in, be close to a triple-double on nights and stuff like that. He got one tonight. Dennis Smith Jr., he had 15 points. He played 20 minutes. He had 15 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And then Frank Ntilikina, he played 22 minutes. He had 9 points and 7 rebounds. He also had 2 assists. So, a very good game from our point guards / shooting guards, if that's what you want to call, throwing Frank Ntilikina in there. He played some point guard, some shooting guard. You've seen him on the floor tonight with Elfrid Payton, which I guess ended up working out well for the Knicks. All right, so I can't say good game defensively because we couldn't stop anything. We played good game offensively, but we didn't stop anything defensively. You know what I'm saying? We got no stops tonight. We gave up 134 points any other night, I would say if the Knicks gave up 134 points, they're going to lose the game. It wasn't to be on this night. They gave up 134 points, and they won the game because they scored 139 points. You're not going to get the Knicks score 139 points every night because it's just not going to happen. But I'll take the win tonight, man. A nice win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. I will definitely take that tonight. You know what I mean? So, I feel good about it. Regardless of everything else, I feel good about getting a win. Always feel good about getting a win. You know what I mean? Afro Latin Knicks. I'm going to get to my man because I haven't seen him in a while. You know what I'm saying? As I'm going to let Isaiah go ahead and finish chewing his food. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see spit all over the camera and food crumbs all over the camera, with whatever he's eating. Man. Afro, what's going on, brother? How you feeling? It's been a minute. You there? I guess he can't hear me. So, Isaiah, I'm coming to you, man. I'm not waiting for people, so make sure you swallow your grub. What's going on with you, B? How you feeling?
What's going on, son?
I'm good, man. All right. So how you feel about the win, brother? How you feel about the win, bro?
What we talked about last time, man? You know what? We closed to 17. We're getting close. I want that magical number 25. I want 25 for the season. Yeah, man, you can't complain. I mean, defensively you can complain because god dang, man, we can't stop. We can't stop nobody, man. 3, we can't stop nobody, man. It's a shame.
Tonight.
Complain about the point. Huh?
I'm gonna say tonight we didn't stop anybody.
Yeah. We were playing better defense recently, but yeah, man, we could. The point guard battle was great. I love point guards that rebound. That's almost better than an assist to me sometimes. And when the point guard rebounds, man, sometimes it's nothing better than that. Shout out to Elfrid Payton getting a triple dub. Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr. Man, I like. Man, I'm not the biggest Dennis Smith Jr. fan. I think a lot of people know that, but man, listen, for what this kid has been through this year, man, I'm glad he's finally getting a rhythm. He's finally getting a rhythm, and it feels good because he's been through a lot. He's a stronger person than me, man. For what he had to do, for what he had to go through, man, he's a strong person. I'm gonna be a devil's advocate versus Nate, son. To me, and I understand how some people feel, you still got to trade Morris. I've been on the fence about it. You still got to trade him because what he can get for you, I think it's still valuable. And I think you still got to pull that trigger, man, for what he can get for you. So I still think you should still trade him. Mm-hmm. I still think you should still trade Marcus Morris. But, We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen.
We're going to get to that in a minute, but it's getting stronger. The talk is getting stronger and stronger that, they have mutual interest. They'd like to keep him, although Adrian Wojnarowski did say that the Knicks may be willing to listen as we get closer to the deadline. The Knicks maybe, they had their ears open a little bit more towards trading Marcus Morris. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's going to be a lot to talk about when it comes to trade rumors and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot to talk about. I want to take a minute and listen to Coach Mike Miller as he talks about this game and, gives us his analysis of the game. Right? In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, while getting this queued up, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. It only takes you a second. We got a lot of things coming up. It's going to be coming up. You know what I'm saying? Working on a basketball game. It's going to be, NBK, everybody from NBK playing in a real basketball game. Hopefully we'll get some information out really, really soon. As soon as we lock down the venue, we should be golden and ready to go once we lock down that venue. So all of you guys out there that's talking all of this noise about what you think should happen on the floor and players should be doing this and players should be doing that, well, you're going to have a chance to back it up, bro. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have a chance to back it up. You're going to have a chance to get on the floor and show your skill. And guess what? When we have it, once we get it all set up, and I got some of the NBK ambassadors helping me to work on it, once everything is set up, it's going to be streamed live on Sportscaster with the score and everything. It's going to be pretty dope, so be there. And it's going to be a fundraiser that's going to raise funds for, I'm not going to say who yet, but we're working on it. A couple things that we're working on. We're working on that. We're still working on the live studio audience. Finding the venue has been a little bit of a challenge. We're working on that too. But it's coming, all right, especially that game. I want to see, a lot of y'all talk a lot, a lot of people say what should and should not happen. We're going to see what you do on the floor. See if you can back it up. Let's listen to Coach Mike Miller, ladies and gentlemen, talk about tonight's game.
You look up and down this box score. I mean, there's so many incredible takeaways. What is the thing that jumps off the page for you?
Well, you kind of have to go up and down the page. I think, both teams offensively were really good. I'll give Cleveland credit. I mean, they executed at a high level. They made shots. They, came at us from so many different ways. I'm pleased that we were able to stay in that. We kept our poise. We got down double figures a couple of different times and were able to come back. And then it goes to, just kind of down the list. The way Marcus closed the game and the execution to get him to his spots and him making shots. Elfrid has a triple-double. Dennis Smith's game was incredible. Frank comes in. We're playing him in a little bit different role where we played those guys together. His defense, I think Frank was a plus 13 with his minutes between the first and second half. Kevin Knox, maybe best game of the year. So we had, a lot of positives. We had, it was a total team effort. It was something that took everything we had with every guy.
Where have you seen this team improve the most in late game situations?
Well, I think, sometimes when teams get behind, particularly young teams or teams that haven't played together a lot, they can maybe play too fast and try to get it back too fast. And I think we've kept our poise a little bit. I think we have a little bit now. The experience has given us some confidence that we know we can continue to play the way that we play and get ourselves back in the game and trust that part of it a little bit. And I see that as probably the biggest thing right now that we've improved.
You mentioned Marcus was exceptional late in this one, but at the same time, getting back to Peyton with that triple-double, there were times down the stretch where, when Marcus is getting double-teamed, Peyton was making the right decisions and being aggressive himself. Incredible game. What do you like overall about the way that he attacked this game?
I think he was very aggressive, but I thought he made really good decisions. He had a tough job. That's as we looked at the matchups early, as we talked about in the pregame, they can have 4 point guard type players out there, and we felt like early in the game they were in our paint the whole game. So, you know, it was a big job for Alfred and Dennis and Frank and Reggie and Dot and all those guys that had to try to defend and try to contain him. And then to come on the other side and be that sharp offensively, that's impressive.
That first quarter, though, they ran up 37 points after you had done so well in Indy in that first. What were the issues, and how did you clean it up? Well,
I'll give them credit first. They made everything. If we made any type of mistake and left separation, they dinged us on it, and they capitalized. So, you know, and that was something all through the game, you know, we were dealing with, because every time we gave them a little bit of space, they were making shots. Love made some tough threes out there where he was showing the ball and coming back and shooting it with very little space. So, you know, as you know, you've watched enough of these games that you could play 3 nights in a row and all 3 games are different. So this was the total opposite of the game that we just played in, and that's one of the reasons I feel good about it, because we had to try to find a way to win a game another way.
Marcus, I know, was sick in the morning, and then 4 points, I think, in the first half. Did he feel better, or what happened? I
think so. I think he would now. Yeah, I guess. I mean, he's a guy that comes ready to play.
I mean, is there something about a guy who's able to make these big shots in the final minute? Not everyone has that clutchness in them, but you see that in Marcus more and more.
Well, he's done it just so consistently, and he knows what he can do, and you know, I think where we have grown a little bit too is if you can't get to your spots or you can't execute, you can't make those plays. And I think the guys have done a good job making sure, you know, that we're helping him get to his spots, whether it be screens or passes or spacing or whatever, and he's making big plays.
Obviously, he's a guy that is drawing a lot of interest around the league. Contenders are being mentioned with him. Just how valuable has he been to you, and how hard would it be to be without him?
Well, I just talk about how valuable he's been. He's been incredible. And the big thing I'm going to tell you, we're seeing all the stuff that he does when the lights are on, the stuff that he's doing behind the scenes in the locker room with our young players and the practices, and, you know, having guys do the workouts that he's doing have been unbelievable. He's had such an impact on those guys, and he, as we say, has been a great veteran for these young guys to teach them the way to be successful and to build a career.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Coach Mike Miller discussing, you know, his reaction and analysis to tonight's win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. And you heard him there talk a little bit about Marcus Morris and the impact that he's had on his team, you know, from the young guys to having young guys, you know, look at his workout regimen and a whole bunch of stuff. And listen, everyone's going to have their opinions. You know, we'll continue to go back and forth on whether or not Marcus Morris should be traded, you get assets for him, whatever it is, you know. But, you know, what can you say? He's had an impact on this team. He's had an impact on these young players. And the Knicks seem to like that. They seem to feel like his impact has been very valuable, regardless of the Knicks' record at the moment. And the Knicks' record at the moment is 15-36. I think it's 15-36, 15-30-something. Yeah, 15-36. The Knicks are 15-36 on the season. So it is what it is, folks. Let's take a listen to Elfrid Payton. He is the man tonight, having a triple-double. He had the rebound from, you know, everything that happened against Memphis. He was suspended, fined, and all that crazy stuff. You know, let's listen to Elfrid Payton and see what he has to say about the situation. This is Elfrid Payton, ladies and gentlemen.
Elfrid, incredible game tonight, but in overtime, 35 seconds left on the clock. Not only did you knock off 22 seconds off the shot clock, but then you get the bucket. Is that exactly how you kind of designed that?
How we drew it up, you know, want to get the ball to Marcus. You know, he's somebody that makes plays for us down the stretch. You know, he did a good job letting the shot clock run down and then just getting to his spots.
Take me back, though, because 5 minutes to go in this game in regulation, you're down 10.
Yeah.
You guys could have walked away from this game at that point.
Yeah.
What was the resolve like, and how did you get it done?
just talk about keep fighting. We knew that we was going to be able to score. We just had to get some stops. We finally got a couple stops in a row. Was able to get out and run. And, Marcus hit some big shots for us. We got Julius getting on the rim. So, credit to them. Trust.
17th triple-double for you, your first of this season. Incredible performance. But describe to me what it feels like to be able to impact a game in that many ways.
Just going to give glory to God. But, just trying to do multiple things out there. Some nights your shot's not going to be falling. Sometimes you're not going to be able to pass the ball, but you got to be able to do other things on the court. And I think that's a true testament to a good player. He can impact the game in different ways.
This is a Cleveland team that plays small without Tristan. They're even smaller. But the guards tonight on your side really dominated this game. How were you guys able to control that play?
Just effort. It was just effort. It was at one point in the game I told him, like, you got to start taking every matchup personal. You got to take your matchup. It's not, don't go out there and be selfish, but, you really got to try to limit your man, because you limiting your man is very key for us winning. So I think that we all did that tonight. We all had that mentality. Where
do you think this team has come together the most over these last two games? What have you seen the biggest area of improvement be?
Common goal, common interest. I don't feel like it's so much about me. It's really about winning. You know what I'm saying? And everybody gets shine whenever you win. And whenever, I feel like once we've realized that, we've been playing a lot better, honestly.
How do you guys have that common goal that when the deadline is 3 days away and God, there's rumors all over. When guys, you don't know what's going to happen. How do you keep that together?
Sometimes you gotta let go of control, man. Sometimes it's things that go on, that's in God's hands, and He already got it planned out. It was already written. So you do what you can, and you take care of what's in front of you. And we had Cleveland in front of us tonight, and we came together for our common goal.
And there you hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Smith Jr., as he often does when he's in, some of these interviews, gets a little bit philosophical. He does that from time to time. But the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, listen, the last 5 games, they're 3-2. The last 8 games, they're 4-4. Last 10 games, they're 4-6. Right? I could have stopped at 8, but I didn't want to, make you guys feel like I'm trying to, skew the statistics. But, they're 4-6 in the last 10, 4-4 in the last 8, 3-2 in the last 5, and they have a favorable schedule coming up. They're gonna have to play better defense than they played tonight, but we'll see where this goes, man. We'll see where it goes. All right. We got Guillermo that just joined us in the chat. City for real. I want to get to City, man, because his boy had a triple-double tonight. City, before I get to you, I'm going to take a phone call, then I'm coming right to you, all right? Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yo, Sim, how you doing, my man? How's everything?
I'm good, brother. I'm feeling good, man. How about you?
Pretty good, man. I was really, between two, rough teams, that was a great game tonight, man. That was a fun game, We didn't do as great as we did last game defending the guards, Sexton and Garland. But, I was just, more, for the people that want to trade it and increase that trade value a little bit more. So, but I'm just scared the Knicks are gonna pull some move that is we're just gonna take on a bad contract with like more years, like a Rozier. Like, no, I don't want him, man. Like, I don't know if you heard, I'm sorry, I just started listening now about possibly Randall and Rozier, some type of trade with them. And, I just don't want to take on another contract that has more years on it, that's not going to really take us to the next level. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just nervous before Thursday that, something's going to happen that we're not going to be fans
we'll
of.
See. We'll see. We're going to talk about trade rumors and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there, man.
Yeah.
Trade deadline is after tonight is just 2 days away.
Is there any way you're going to do a show before, like Thursday afternoon, around the trade deadline by any chance or no?
I have to see what my schedule looks like. Maybe not. I have to see what my schedule looks like.
Yeah.
Listen, it's just as far as high school basketball, we played 4 games this week. We played tonight, and I am happy to announce I feel really good about tonight because my team, my girls' team, we won by 40 tonight. My daughter had 30. We scored 58 points. My daughter had 30 of them. She had 30 points, 11 rebounds tonight. She went to work.
Sweet.
She went to work tonight.
Nice.
Nice. But we won by 40. Then I come home and watch the Knicks win in overtime.
It's a good night.
So I feel good. But we got 4 games tonight. We played tonight. We play tomorrow night, which is going to be a big game. You know what I'm saying? That's a game that, we need to get. That's going to be a good game. We beat this team the last time we played them by 11. They were missing one of their starters. So that's going to be, they were missing one of their starters. So she's going to be back tomorrow night, which will probably make up that 11 points. So it's going to be a close game. You know what I mean? And then we get a day off on Wednesday. Then we play Thursday night. Then we play Friday night. So, we got a busy week. So I'm not sure, about the trade deadline thing. I would love to do it. We'll see how it is, man.
That would be cool, though. Yeah, that would be. Yeah. But are you, nervous that they're going to make a move that we're not going to be fans of? Take on a big contract for a great, someone who's not a great player?
Say that again?
Are you nervous that they're going to make some kind of trade that we're not going to be fans of? Say, take on a long-term contract, with the big money,
Yes, I am a little bit nervous about it.
Yeah, I'm just seeing all these trades, knowing these guys know their job is on the line. So even if they know it's not a trade that's going to, even if it's a trade they think will just improve us marginally, they'll still probably do it to try and save themselves. You know what I mean?
We'll see. We'll see.
I'm just a little nervous right now, man.
Hey, my man.
I mean, with the Russell thing, it's just because this draft is so point guard heavy that I don't know if I want to trade a bunch of assets when we can just draft our possible point guard in the future upcoming. So,
okay.
I would do it, but just I don't want to give up a ton. You can take Knox and a Dallas pick and a couple expiring contracts, but that's about all that I would give up. For
well, hey, I'm gonna let you rock because I want to get to my man City for Real in the chat since his boy Alfred Payton dropped the triple double, man. Appreciate it, bro. And then we're gonna talk trade rumors. I'm gonna let Alfred. I was about to call you Alfred Payton, City. I'm gonna let City for Real, say his thing about Alfred. Then we're gonna get into all these trade rumors that's going on, man. All right, City for Real. Go ahead, brother. It's on you, man. What's up?
Yo, what's going on, Tim?
I'm chilling, man. I'm feeling the hat, too. I'm feeling the hat.
Yeah, that's what's up. These guys be trying to make fun of me about it, but I ain't worried about it. I do what I do, you know what I mean? But, yo, otherwise, man, I want to say this, man. Hey, the team tonight, we did what we were talking about in the beginning of the season when we were talking about we could have, a team that does, balanced scoring and everybody gets into the game.
Right.
We did that tonight. Everybody got into the game, and they shared the basketball, man. And, my guy, we already talked about it, my guy, Alpha Wall Street, he got his triple-double or whatever, and he's been playing good basketball all season, man, except for, his three-point shot ain't been falling, but the guy makes up for that with other stuff, man. He gets rebounds, he gets assists, he plays hard, man. And that's one thing that I always try to tell everybody, you can't take that away from the guy. As long as he plays hard, man, I'm a fan of him being on the team. But tonight we did what we talked about in the beginning of the season. Like I said again, man, we talked about it where we could have a offense to where the guys share the ball, and get it out to players to where we don't got to really, except for tonight and the other night, we ain't really have to look for a number one scorer all of the time. But Marcus Morris did come through as he normally does for us, you know what I mean? Except for the other day, he had a bad game. But all in all, man, I just want to say congratulations for us putting together a 2-game win. I mean, we did it earlier this season, but still, no more tank.
Yeah, now it's time to see, can we extend that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we take a look at the upcoming schedule, right? The upcoming schedule.
What we got next, Orlando?
We play Orlando next on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So listen, that game could be a little bit weird when we play Orlando on Thursday. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but it could be a little bit weird. Right? Because
who's next after Orlando?
After Orlando is the Pistons, then it's Atlanta, then it's the Washington Wizards, then we're back at the Pacers. Then it gets a little tougher. We got the Houston Rockets. After the Rockets, we got the Charlotte Hornets, the Philadelphia 76ers, Chicago Bulls. We got the Rockets again. So, but that Orlando game could be a little bit. Who knows if trades go down or anything like that? You know, we could be missing players. They could be missing players. Who knows? We'll see. You know what I mean? But let's get to some trade rumors, man. Let's talk about some trade rumors. All right,
get into it.
So, talking about Elfrid Payton, he had a triple-double tonight. He's a starting point guard of the Knicks right now. Do you think, are the Knicks really serious about D'Angelo Russell, and how do you feel about it?
Oh, man, I feel like this, man. If they really serious about it, that's my guy, man. That's the Elf of Wall Street. I call him that. But if they really serious about it, man, he's a scorer, like, you know what I mean? And he does bring that scoring element to the game better than what Peyton does. I'm going to be honest. I got to say that, although I root for my guy. But I'm going to be honest. I got to say that. He definitely brings more scoring. So with that being said, if you have a chance to upgrade your team as far as having a more dynamic scorer at point guard, you got to pull the trigger. Now, now, with that being said, it all depends on what you're giving up, though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, here's my thing, and I want to address this because, you know, there's some people who, whatever. I want to address this. Over the summer, the Knicks didn't show interest in D'Angelo Russell, right? And he's a guy that the Knicks could have made an offer for. Now, people are going to say, well, he was a restricted free agent, and the Warriors and the Nets did a sign and trade before the Knicks had a chance. Listen, it's like this, okay? It's like this. Yes, he was a restricted free agent. Yes, on June 30th or July 1st, the Warriors and the Nets made an agreement to do a sign and trade. The sign and trade did not happen that day. It was not allowed to happen that day. No contracts are allowed to be signed until July 6th. That's when the moratorium is over with. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, D'Angelo Russell did make it known to the New York Knicks that he would not mind playing for the Knicks. He would like to stay in New York and play for the Knicks. Right? But the Knicks at the time didn't have interest, so he moved on with his life. And obviously, it wasn't the only team that I'm sure he had interest in playing for. I'm just speaking specifically about the Knicks right now. All right? Moved on with his life. Did what he had to do. The Knicks easily could have said, yes, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about this. Because D'Angelo Russell, in order to get traded to the Golden State Warriors, he had to agree to a sign and trade. It wasn't like the Nets could just say, oh, we're going to sign you and trade you. It doesn't work that way. He had to agree to it. He had to agree. So if he said, no, that's not what I want to do, it wouldn't have been done. That sign and trade wouldn't have happened. Now, I'm not saying that he would have said no because I want to play for the Knicks. What I'm saying is the opportunity was there. So for those who were saying the opportunity was not there, you're wrong. The opportunity was there. The Knicks could have put word to Russell's people to say, we want to talk about him coming to New York. We want to have a discussion about it. Let's meet. And if they met and he said, okay, I like what I hear. And they said, okay, we like what we hear too. They could have made an offer sheet of which the Nets would have had 1 week to match that offer sheet. Okay? So, yes, the opportunity was there. So, for those who are saying the opportunity was not there because he never went into free agency, you're wrong. He did go into free agency. He signed a deal with the Nets, and then the Nets traded that deal to the Golden State Warriors. That is still free agency. It's just that it happened like that. And still, that deal did not go down. It was not done until July 6th when the paperwork could actually be signed, because any deal from July 1st to July 6th, you got to wait for that moratorium. You can negotiate during that time, but you can't sign the paperwork. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. I'd be happy to be wrong.
You're straight.
Well, I don't want to say I'd be happy to be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm pretty positive in what I'm saying. Right? You had that time, that period of time, to where you could have said, I want to negotiate with you. I want to talk to you about potentially playing for the New York Knicks. Right? The Knicks did not have interest at that point in time. And this is what troubles me, City, because you didn't have interest at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have interest, and you're willing to give up assets to get them. That's what troubles me, right? Because, listen, I could understand if you had interest at that point in time and you tried to make a move for him, but he said, no, I don't want to be here, or the Nets decided to match the offer and then trade him, whatever.
Right.
Now, then I can understand, like, listen, this is a guy that we coveted. We wanted him. We didn't get him. So now we're going to make a trade for him.
So, Sam,
but this was a guy that they apparently at that point in time. One second, City. Apparently at that point in time, they, for whatever reason, did not have the interest, right? And I'm not going to say if it was right or wrong. I'm just saying did not have the interest. But now, when it feels like, and of course there were rumors throughout, from the time the season started that the Knicks may try to make a move for D'Angelo Russell. But now you're going to give up assets, and it just doesn't feel good to me, because you could have, even if you didn't get him, I would understand giving up assets now. If you wanted him from the beginning, you tried to get him and you didn't get him. Mm-hmm. I would understand it, right? Because it's a guy that you covet. But if you didn't covet him, you had the opportunity and the chance to talk to him. See if he wanted to sign an offer sheet, and you did not. So it is what it is. That's what troubles me the most. You know what I mean?
Is this because, all right, is this because there's just like the trade rumors, is somebody blowing smoke, or is this actually like, you know what I'm saying? Like official, like, you know what I mean? Because like, this could just be something where somebody's just blowing smoke to where, like, you know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think that the
ruffle
Knicks,
the feathers.
Apparently, the Knicks actually made an offer to the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
All right. And the Golden State Warriors turned down that offer. The Knicks, from what I understand, made an offer for D'Angelo Russell. It was, let me see if I can find it real quick. But anyway, it included Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox, Bobby Portis, Alonzo Trier, and a second-round draft pick. The Golden State Warriors said, no, we're not feeling that. We want Mitchell Robinson and a first-round draft pick to be included.
Yeah, and that's where I would hang up the phone.
So we're going to see where this goes.
Hang up the phone because of this reason, right? If we not giving up Mitch, right? But if we don't pull a trigger,
several teams think that they're trying to get below.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good. So like that's where I would hang up the phone, because if we don't pull a trigger on that, we keep it Mitch, right? Okay, let's just say they want Knox, whatever. all right, we go through with the trade, whatever. But no, y'all want Mitch? No, for that, we take our chances with how we going to do throughout the season. And if we keep sucking, then guess what? We take our chances with getting a young point guard through the draft and leave it at that. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up one of our best defensive players in Mitch for Russell, because you know what? You could go either way with this. Sometimes defense wins basketball games. Sometimes offense wins basketball games.
Yeah.
So I don't care. I don't care how you want to spin it. But he is one of our best defensive players. And you know what? Me personally, I wouldn't do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes great offense beats great defense, but sometimes great defense beats great offense. So however you want to spin it, you're in a win-win or lose-lose. So it is what it is for me.
Yeah.
But
All
I
right.
just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
We'll
give
see.
up Mitch. Anybody else, I would say, okay, let's go. But I wouldn't give up Mitch.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to give up Mitch either. I don't want to give up Mitch or Frank, to be honest with you. And if they go to I could see if Mitch and Frank go to Golden State, they're going to be able to use them very well. They'll fit in there very well.
Give up Portis, give up Bullock, give up Ellington, give up what, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, but you got to think though. I mean, you do have to think that, and you got to understand that when you're making a trade, you know, they're going to want to get something back too. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's not like we can say, yeah, let's just throw Wayne Ellington and Bobby Portis and Taj Gibson in there. No, they want something too. D'Angelo Russell this season, ladies and gentlemen, is averaging 23.8 points per game, 6.3 assists per game. He's shooting 43.3% from the field. He's shooting 38.3% from the three-point line. That's D'Angelo Russell this season. He's played 32 games this season. I think that the Golden State Warriors have played like 50 games. All right, so you know he's played a little more than half of those 50 games. All right, let me get to a phone call here. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I think you raised a good point about, you know, the other team, the other club wants something in exchange for the player, you know. But it sounds like the Knicks have a lot of irons in the fire, whether it's with Schroeder at OKC, obviously Russell's an upgrade. But it sounds like, you know, they've got a couple of things going. And again, I don't know what the market is. How bad is the luxury tax issue for the Warriors? They had to know they were going to have that problem come when they signed, you know, D'Lo in the summertime. Well, they did sign and trade, pardon me. But so this isn't an issue that they didn't see coming, right? So, you know, I don't know if they've had a change of heart. I'm not sure, but if they're hungry for cap space, it just doesn't seem to me that you have to give up. That just the fact to give them that cap space has value, you know. And you're right, you have to give up, you know, in any trade, both sides want quality. But I'm just not convinced that, you know, that they're gonna. I mean, they have to know they're not getting Robinson. I mean, they have to know that. And I can't imagine the Knicks would even consider parting with Robinson. You know, finding 7-foot bigs who are mobile, who could really protect the rim. Those aren't easy to come by, you know. So you're more likely to find a shoot-first point guard and a volume scorer than you are to find a kid like Mitchell Robinson, in my opinion. You know, again, I'm not an NBA talent evaluator. But my question is you said this, you know.
Yeah.
You know, of course, it's always the price. But, you know, are you anti-Schroeder coming if he's a fallback from D'Lo? And also, what do you think about Mo Bamba coming in if you can get him for a DSJ? I was just curious what you thought about those, you know, those options, because those are all stuff that's been in the media lately.
Am I anti-Schroeder? I'm not anti-Schroeder. I'm not anti-Schroeder. I'm not anti-Schroeder. I'll say that. I'm not anti-Schroeder. I think, you know, listen, he's super fast. Sometimes I think he jacks it a little bit too much sometimes, but he's playing and shooting very well this season. He would definitely be an upgrade over the point guards that we have. Right? So, no, I'm not anti-Schroeder. Not anti-Schroeder at all. What are you giving up to get him?
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, I guess that goes for every potential trade, but I would imagine it's going to be less for Schroeder than it's going to be for D'Lo. In fact, I'm not even so sure I understand why OKC would want to let him go. I mean, I know he's expensive, but they're making a playoff push with a team that wasn't supposed to be there. So I'm not really sure. But I just, I've heard so many rumors, through the Twitter and the various chats, and I'm just curious. Like, it sounds like they want to try to get. It sounds to me, and again, I'm reading tea leaves here, but it sounds to me that they realize there's not a Ja Morant in this draft. So whatever point guard they get is going to have to take time to develop. And I think if they can get, it seems as if, if Perry can get his hands on a young point guard who's somewhat established and a little bit more polished, in other words, a young player that someone else has already trained, right, that someone's always developed. Right. I think he wants to get his hands on that because, as we've seen this year, without a point guard, you saw how the team elevated when Peyton came back from injury. I get the impression that, unless they have an offensive point guard who has a little range, that they're not going to, who could also penetrate, they're not going to be able to develop RJ and some of the other players.
Yeah, I feel you. Dennis Schroeder this season, speaking about Dennis Schroeder, if he's one of the guys that the Knicks would be looking to trade for, because it sounds like the Knicks are really putting themselves out there and saying, hey, we want to make some moves. For a while, I didn't expect. It seemed real quiet. It's almost like nothing was going to happen. Now it seems like the Knicks are mentioned in every other trade rumor, right? Dennis Schroeder this season so far, he's averaging 19.1 points per game, 3.9 rebounds, 4.1 assists per game. He's shooting 47.2% from the field, and he's shooting 38.8% from three. That is something we could definitely use. I'll just say that. That is something we could definitely use.
What's his assist to turnover ratio? You have that in front of you?
Let me see. He turns the ball over He averages 2.6 turnovers per game. He averages 4.1 assists per game. So whatever that ratio turns out to be.
So about 2 to 1. So that's not terrible. Yeah. It's not great, but it's not terrible. But
right.
I guess when you run up and down the floor that much, that's what's going to happen. But that's my thing. Like I said, I don't know what the answer is, man. But it just seems as if they don't want to. I mean, I'm not saying they're not going to draft a point guard, but they know that to develop Knox and RJ and all these other kids, you're going to have to get you got to get they have to have an upgrade in the one spot. Hey, listen, man, thanks for taking my call this evening. All right, have a good night.
I appreciate you, my man. I definitely appreciate you. Yeah, the Knicks right now, ladies and gentlemen, are mentioned in rumor after rumor after rumor. And I want to take a minute.
Right, and it's a natural question, and they certainly had the opportunity to do so. He was a restricted free agent.
Turn that off. There we go. I want to take a minute, ladies and gentlemen, and listen to Ian Begley. And you hear my sound kind of jumped on before I was ready for it to jump on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what these machines think they're doing. Sometimes they got to monitor their own. But, I'm on the controls machine, so wait until I say for the sound to come on. Anyway, let's take a listen to Ian Begley as he discusses, if I can get it over here, as he discusses the Knicks and free agency and what they are looking to do. And obviously, I'm going to talk about D'Angelo Russell, not Dennis Smith Jr. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Now I got it queued up right. Now I'm doing the right things. Let's go.
And it's a natural question, and they certainly had the
opportunity
to do so. He was a restricted free agent. He was a restricted free agent, so there was another little wrinkle there. But the opportunity was there. But the opportunity was there. And the other thing about D'Angelo and the Knicks, I was said that people around Russell said that he would very much play for the Knicks because he liked the city, but also because he kind of wanted to stick it to the Nets a few times a year because they were the team that let him go to bring Kyrie in. That being said, now you're the Knicks, and you could have signed him over the summer, but now you have to give up assets to get him, and you have to think that it would take at least one future first-round pick to get him in here. So it's a little bit of a messy situation. I think something that the Knicks are thinking here is you bring him in, he can help us win some games. He's a young player. He fits the timeline of these other young guys. He can help us push this thing forward.
The Golden State Warriors could be sitting there saying Minnesota wants him and New York wants him. We want Jarrett Culver, who's Minnesota Timberwolves prize rookie, and we want Mitchell Robinson from the Knicks, that would be a riot on the Garden if he was included in any trade.
And he has
whatsoever.
taken a slight step back this year.
Care.
Let's be fair, right? Let's be fair.
Untouchable.
He's untouchable. Rob would have a pitchfork. He'd be the first guy.
Rob's a big fan. We know that. But he's taking a step
Russell.
back.
Yeah. Not for D'Angelo Russell, because that man is making almost $30 million for the next 4 years. So if you bring him in-house, he'd be the best player on the New York Knicks right now. Currently, you're not winning a championship with him as your best player and giving up one of your only two bright lights. No chance. I'm sorry, I have to speak for Knicks fans here because you have journalistic integrity. So
you're speaking for Marcus Smart, or I mean for Mitchell Robinson. That's what you're speaking for.
Mitchell Robinson cannot be included in this. So what are we talking about here just in terms of potential?
Right. I don't think Mitchell would be included. I don't think RJ Barrett would be included. I think those are the two guys that are entirely off the table as far as what I've heard. You know, Alonzo Trier is a name that came up between the Knicks and
he never plays anyway, so yeah.
So that could be a guy. But again, you're talking about just matching salaries at this point and maybe a young player that the Warriors like. What it really is, it comes down to those future firsts. And for Golden State, I don't think they want to take back a future first for this draft because we talked about the luxury tax issue. Right. So they're looking for future picks. The Knicks have those in abundance. So I think that's where this deal can either be made or missed on when you're talking about the Knicks and the Warriors. But just to calm you down, I don't think Mitchell Robinson will be put in.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I trust Ian Begley more than most other journalists that are out there. And what he says about the Knicks and stuff like that. And of course, that is the show that is the thread on SNY. So, you know, make sure you go check out the thread on SNY. But like I said, I trust Ian Begley more than most people, most of these other journalists that are out there. So there you have it. There you have it. I know I got some guys that want to get their pieces in. All right, so I'm gonna come back to the chat real quick. Nate, I seen you wanted to get something in real quick. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, I agree with what Begley said. I mean, I think that if you're the Knicks, you can't trade away your two brightest pieces because, you know, we talked about how teams have to build pillars, and I would argue that, or I would say that Mitchell Robinson and RJ Barrett are two of our pillars for the future. So we need to find another couple of pillars, whether it's this year's draft, whether it's a free agent. I actually think that Julius Randle could actually be more on the move than we think. And that would be interesting because what if the Knicks were to dangle? Well, I mean, I don't know if they can do this or not. Can he be traded now, right? Julius Randle? I mean, they're talking about it.
Yeah, he could have been traded December 15th. He could have been traded.
Okay. So how crazy would it be is if the Knicks were to throw Julius Randle in that trade for D'Lo?
I don't think that like you just heard Ian Begley say, they really worried about that salary cap. So if you put Julius Randle in there, I don't think it helps them. With the salary
I mean, they'd be
situation.
sending D'Lo back. You send Julius Randle, so I mean, you basically are right where you were before.
Yeah, but we're talking about all right. So this is one of the reasons why he said they may not want a 2020 first round draft pick. Because if you get a 2020 first round draft pick, another one, and you have to draft this player, that's guaranteed money going to 2020, 2021. See, if they trade, if the Knicks say traded Bobby Portis, Elfrid Payton, Wayne Ellington, whoever, those contracts will be done at the end of this summer. And that will relieve the Golden State Warriors of that salary cap, of the luxury tax for next year. You get what I'm saying? So Julius Randle, you couldn't trade Julius Randle because Julius Randle, he has a contract for next year.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have to, they'd be looking for expiring contracts.
Yeah.
And from according to Ian Begley, first round draft picks, possibly first round draft picks for next year, not 2020,
and I
but 2021.
And I also think too, Sim, we got to go back to when the Lakers were trying to trade for Davis. I mean, you remember that ridiculous trade that they gave their first offer? That was almost laughable, without including Brandon Ingram in there. So I think the Knicks are kind of just testing the Warriors out, like, hey, we'll put this out there to see if there's even any interest. And then they're going to come up with another offer, I'm pretty sure, if they really want to go the D'Lo route. But this will be the last thing I'll say. I'm really frustrated with the Knicks fan base because the Knicks fan base feels that we can just go find a point guard in the draft. And I'm telling you, I'm not a fan of Cole Anthony. The guy is too small. I feel like he will break down very quickly. I don't think he's even that good a defender. I want a guy like D'Lo who is at 6'5". I mean, the NBA is playing more bigger point guards. And the thing is that point guards are more rare than athletic centers, good point guards. And not for many teams are going to trade one of their young point guards. So the fact is, if there is somebody like a D'Lo who is basically an excess asset on a team that they know who their starting point guard is, they know who their other players are going to come back. D'Lo is just an extra asset that they're holding on for somebody who really wants them. I mean, you got to make those moves. Now, I'm not saying give the farm away for D'Lo, but you're going to have to understand that because you didn't get him in the summer and you want him now, hey, the price went up, and the thing is that Knicks got to be serious about where are we going to find a point guard in the next couple of years. Because if you look at the free agency coming up, other than Van Vliet, which I'm a fan, I hope they maybe make a run at him. Other than Van Vliet, I really don't know who the point guard market is. And in the draft, like I said, Cole Anthony is the only one people are talking about. But I wouldn't take Cole Anthony and say he's going to be a franchise point guard or even an all-star point guard. I think D'Lo at 23 years old, averaging 23 points a game, hey, man, the best is yet to come for him. And you look at all these players we have on the team, they could benefit from a really good point guard. And, I mean, like I said, you find me another point guard that we can make a run at that's young, that's good, that a team's willing to give up because those are very hard to find.
Well, you just spoke about the Knicks and Charlotte. And this right here, again, is according to Ian Begley. I'm going to read this to you real quick. According to Ian Begley, the New York Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets have discussed a deal involving Julius Randle, league sources confirm. Terry Rozier, Malik Monk, and Dennis Smith Jr. are among the names that have come up in discussions between the two franchises, per SNY sources. Rozier was a free agent target for New York over the summer, but he ultimately signed a 3-year, $58 million deal with Charlotte. Randle, the Knicks' top free agent signing this summer, has a 3-year deal for $63 million, but it is not fully guaranteed in the third season. So that's some information that we already know. So there you go. There goes another young point guard, Terry Rozier, that the Knicks are maybe interested in.
Yeah, but you got to take on Marcus Monk while you're at it too, which we already have enough shooting guards at that position. We talked about that.
Right, you would take on Malik Monk, but Dennis Smith Jr. would possibly go. Right, so that kind of replaces Dennis Smith Jr. That changes that up. So now you're taking away Julius Randle and you're bringing in a point guard. If that were to happen, right? You take away Julius Randle and you bring in a point guard. Okay, and then after that, you say, then it's, now what? All right, you took away Julius Randle, you bring in a point guard. and Terry Rozier. Maybe it's maybe then you're having Kevin Knox play that 4 spot or Bobby Portis play that 4 spot.
Play that 4 spot. I don't see why they wouldn't put him there.
We'll see. It sounds like there's a lot of things that could be going on during this trade deadline. More things than I expected, to be honest with you.
Well,
Jack Peters, you're welcome, man. You're welcome, Jack Peters. More things that I expected might be going on during this trade season, man. We'll see. We'll see what's happening. We'll see what's going on. But what it sounds like, though, and I'm about to get to a phone call. What it sounds like is when I thought the Knicks might be quiet, it sounds like the Knicks might be very busy, and this team could look really different after the trade deadline. Who knows? Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you're on live, brother. What's good?
Wow, man. What's up, Sims, man? I finally got in touch with you, man. That's what's up, man. This is Ramsey calling from Seattle, man.
Hey, what's going on with you, man? Thank you for calling in.
I'm doing good, man. But yeah, man, I called to talk about this trade with D. Russell, Mitch. And I think the Knicks should do it, man.
Wow.
I really do, man.
So you're willing to give up Mitch?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Mitch is a great player. He's a good player. But to be honest with you, his production you can replace. I mean, at this point, you think about if you get D. Russell, that makes the team better. RJ's better. Morris is better. Randall's better. Right now, Mitch is not ready to fully. Mitch probably won't fully develop for another 3 or 4 years. So you guys have to take that into consideration.
I don't know, man. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Also, you have to think mindset, New York mindset. He's already played in New York, so he knows what he's getting into. He knows what he's dealing with. You're talking about drafting a guy in the draft. You don't know what you get. You don't even know what spot you'll be picking in.
Yeah, I mean that's true. We don't know what spot we'd be picking in, and a draft pick is never a sure thing, right? It's never a sure thing. I get that. But the thing about a draft pick obviously is, you draft somebody and you don't have to pay him that much money, and the hope is that, like RJ Barrett, for example. Right now you don't have to pay that much money for him. Maybe $7 million a year, $9 million a year, whatever it is. And your hope is that, next year, because he's got a, longer contract, next year, he's worth $20 million, but you're only paying him $9 million. So, that's kind of the value of draft picks and stuff like that. Then plus they're younger and they got, longer time to grow and develop with your team. Where someone like D'Angelo Russell is already making $30 million a year. So if you trade Mitch and you get D'Angelo Russell, you better well know that he is the point guard of your future, and you're gonna win with this guy.
Well, I mean, he produced in Brooklyn. I don't understand why he wouldn't be able to produce for the New York Knicks.
I don't know. I'm just saying. If you do that, you better well know that D'Angelo Russell is your guy. Like he's definitely your guy, and he's gonna get you some wins. You better know it. You give up Mitch for him, you better know.
Okay. Let me ask this question. Okay, at the height of Mitch's career, do you think he'll be better than Clint Capella?
Clint Capella. Do I think he'll be better than Clint Capella? I think so.
Okay. Possible. It's a possibility he might. No, for sure, right?
I mean, obviously we don't know anything for sure, but yeah, I think it's a big possibility that he'll be better than Clint Capella at the top of his career.
Okay. I think, me personally, him and Clint Capella, I think they'll probably be on the same level. Maybe Mitch might be a little bit better. Now, would you trade Clint Capella for D'Angelo Russell? Of course you would. So you have to take that in consideration. Right now, Mitch production you can replace.
The thing about, I mean, okay, I mean, you can, you can. And the thing with D'Angelo Russell, do you think that, because I believe that Mitchell Robinson, and obviously I don't know, right? I can't predict the future. I believe that Mitchell Robinson will one day be an all-star center. D'Angelo Russell is an all-star guard. Can you compare the two on who is better? Yeah, I don't think you can really compare the two because it's like apples and oranges. They play two different positions. Two of your main positions, right? Two different positions. So I don't know if you can compare the two. But the thing is, Mitch is on a very, very team-friendly contract. Right. Like a very team-friendly contract, and I don't know how long that is. It's for a couple more years. The idea is that, he's going to outplay that contract. You hope. Going to outplay that contract. Then, of course, one day you're going to have to pay him. D'Angelo Russell's already making $30 million. So are you telling me that you don't think we can find maybe not the same exact production, but at least similar production to D'Angelo Russell for half the price?
Where in the draft or free agent?
In a trade. Like, for example, I just read to you that Charlotte Hornets trade where they would talk, Terry Rozier.
Yeah, but Rozier, he doesn't shoot like Russell. He's not. He doesn't have. I would rather have Russell shooting than Rozier shooting.
Terry Rozier, I think, is shooting almost 40% from the three-point line this season. Right. I'm going to tell you what he's shooting right now. Terry Rozier, okay, he shoots close to 42% from the field. He's shooting 41.9% from the field, and he's shooting 39.1% from the three-point line. All right, now when you look at D'Angelo Russell, he's averaging 18 points a game. He's averaging 4.5 rebounds and 4 assists per game. When you look at D'Angelo Russell and his numbers, he's averaging 23.8 points per game and 6 assists. Right? He's shooting 19 times per game.
Right.
He shoots 43.3% from the field, and he shoots 38.3% from three. There's not that much difference there, besides the fact that he shoots more than Terry Rozier.
I think D. Russell is a better talent. I think D. Russell. Also, you have to take in consideration when D. Russell plays in the West, every team is focused to stop him, because if you stop him, then the Warriors most likely will lose. So I believe Russell has more on his plate than Rozier. I'm not even sure if Rozier starts. I believe Graham starts for the Hornets, or he's the point guard or whatever. So, I'm not saying Rozier.
No, Terry Rozier starts. I think Graham is like shooting guard.
Oh, he's a shooting guard. Okay. But yeah. I don't really consider Rozier as a point. He may be a backup point guard. I wouldn't really build a franchise around Rozier. I don't feel that he's a franchise player, Okay. I believe in the Celtics he was a backup, right?
He was a backup. He was a backup with the Celtics. This is what I say about Terry Rozier. He is a little bit older. I think he's 26 years old, Terry Rozier. He has more playoff experience than D'Angelo Russell.
Right.
Right, because he's been to the playoffs a few times. Right, so he's definitely, he's got more playoff experience. As a matter of fact, when you think about it, with Terry Rozier, let's see, in 2017, 2018, with the Boston Celtics, and I believe at this time, because Kyrie was out, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kyrie was not there, or whatever it was. He wasn't there. He was out. He wasn't. He was out. I think he was out. Terry Rozier led the Boston Celtics in the playoffs, and he averaged 16.2 points per game, 5.2 assists, 5.2 rebounds. He didn't shoot too well. He shot 40% from the field, and he shot 34% from three. But he was the point guard, leading that team at that time.
Rozier is not a bad player. I'm not saying he's a bad, but I just feel that D. Russell has the right mind frame from New York. Okay, you have Russell, strong-minded. You have RJ, strong-minded. You have Morris, strong-minded. And you have Randall, strong-minded. If you send Randall to the Hornets and you bring Rozier, it's kind of like, yeah, you're getting Rozier, but it's kind of like a wash, I would think. If you get Randall and you have, if you get Russell and then you have Russell, RJ, Morris, and Randall, I feel that that's a good nucleus for a strong-minded team.
Okay. All right. Hey, we'll see what happens, man. We're just a couple of days away from the trade deadline, so we'll see what happens. Hey, I appreciate the call. Glad you could finally get through. Glad to have a conversation with you.
Right, man. I just wanted to let you know, man, keep doing your thing, man. I listen to you every day at work all the way from Seattle, man. So you touch a lot of you go a far ways, man. So
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Man. And shout out to the chat, man.
All right. Peace. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. When you talk about, you talk about getting a point guard in here. The Knicks weren't able to get Terry Rozier over the summer, because he signed that deal with the Charlotte Hornets. I don't know. They seem to be interested now. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's going on, son?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
All right. I got a few things to say, man. First off, don't trade Mitch. Trade Mitch is over. Simple as that. Trade Mitch is over. People keep talking about Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond, his contract is done next year. I think he got a player option. We don't want Andre Drummond. We got an Andre Drummond and Mitch. So why would we do that? He's better than Clint already now. He's defensive minded. He just needs to work on his footwork. That's about it. Work on getting a jumper. That's really about it. Okay. What else? I would do that. I would do that trade for Terry Rozier. For Terry Rozier and Malik Monk. That's a good one right there for the simple fact that we don't need Julius Randle. Like, come on, we don't need him. Every time he don't even know what to do on the court. Terry Rozier, he knows what to do on the court. Malik Monk is proven he was proven as a rookie. This is his second year. He's struggling because there's too many shooting guards over there. It's too much going on. They gonna do this with the same thing the Knicks is going through. We got too many pieces that play the same position. It's too much going on.
All right. Well, we'll see, man. I wouldn't mind having Terry Rozier as the point guard. Like I said, he's shooting 40% from the 3-point line. He's shooting 41.9% from the field, but maybe we can work on that. But he could spread the floor from that 3-point line. Listen, the Knicks
to the Eastern Conference Finals with him.
Yeah,
that's enough said.
Right, and he was the starting point guard. Listen, the Knicks. It seems like they're definitely going to be busy. Right, seems like they are definitely going to be busy during this trade deadline. It could be a good thing and a bad thing. You're right. It could be a good thing and a bad thing because we don't want the Knicks. I don't want the Knicks to do anything stupid.
But we need something done.
And you seen the report. I put out the report yesterday about Steve Mills leaving MSG on Super Bowl Sunday, upset, mad. He was spotted, just leaving really upset. No one knows what that's about.
Out what he was mad about. That's just speculation.
Right, exactly. It's speculation. There's all sorts of speculation as to why he would have been mad and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt that he was spotted leaving upset. But the reasons why nobody knows. It seems like it maybe had to do with trade players that's going to be included in the trade and those type of things. You know what I'm saying? It seems like maybe it would be something like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. But hey, bro, I thank you for the call, man. I'm gonna get back. I know there's some people trying to get in and get their little piece in. So I appreciate you, bro.
All right, definitely, man. Keep doing what you do.
All right. Let's get to another phone call, ladies and gentlemen. Phones is hot tonight because I know there's a lot of people that want to talk about this. Caller, what's going on with you, bro? How you feeling?
Hey, what's up, Sim?
What's going on? What's going on with you, man?
Not much, man. Just listening to craziness.
Listening to craziness? All right, what's the craziness?
Crazy. We're going to trade Mitch. We need to I don't know if I'll be a Knicks fan if we trade Mitch for D'Lo. I just think it's a dumb move. I think you don't trade a center, you don't trade a big. You don't trade a big for a guard. That's just like trade 101. That's the in all of time, everyone will tell you never trade a guard for a big. It's just what it is. Mitch is 21 years old, and he's already, stat-wise, one of the top, centers. He's in the top 10 in centers in the league, and he doesn't even play or score. Just defensively.
Well, it depends on who that guard is. It depends on who that guard is. I'll say that.
Not D'Angelo Russell.
Okay,
right.
I'm just saying, the whole thing about you never trade a guard for a big. I don't know if I don't know. I mean, listen, back in the day, that's what they thought. You never draft a guard over a big. So the Portland Trailblazers, they drafted Sam Bowie.
Yeah, but
left Michael Jordan on the board.
But people forget Hakeem Olajuwon was the number one pick, and I'll take that draft any day of the week because we've seen a lot of we've seen a lot of guards go and I mean that was Michael Jordan. That was.
I'm just saying that's the philosophy.
Bowie, but Hakeem Olajuwon went one.
Right. I'm just saying that's the philosophy that the Portland Trailblazers used. Right. Get the big. You can't teach height. Get the big.
No, I hear you.
They got Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan. I don't know if it worked out that well.
No, it didn't work out. I'm just saying that maybe I'm old school, but I just say I could see if D'Angelo Russell was James Harden or like one of these can't miss dudes, but D'Angelo Russell, nah, he's not that. And this Terry Rozier nonsense. Terry Rozier's he's only getting offered up because Devontae Graham went out and he's playing his tail off. And Terry Rozier isn't worth the money. And if we go get Terry Rozier, we're trading Randall for an overpriced second-tier point guard. I think if we can do it, go get Schroeder. That boy's giving you 19 points a game, and he's the third point guard on that team. Like, they got Shea, they got Chris Paul, and he's still giving you 19 points a game.
Okay.
And you can get him for Portis. I know they're going to ask for more, but his salary is only $15 million a year. Why are we going to go out and spend 30 on D'Lo and trade 4 players and a pick? And why are we going to go get rid of Randall just for a point guard? I mean, it does. You can go get a point. You can, like you said, you can go get a point guard. Go get one for cheaper. And I think Schroeder's the cheaper option. He's going to give you production. And D'Lo's only giving you 23. I mean, if Schroeder's getting a few more shots, hey, he might get to 2021.
What is Schroeder making? How long is Schroeder's contract?
I think it's 15, and you got it for this year and next year. I'm not sure about next year, but I know it's 15 million because I was on the trade machine thing. I just didn't look up the length of it.
Because looking at when I look at Dennis Schroeder's numbers, as far as scoring, he's shooting 48% from the field, shooting 38% from three. I feel you. I'm feeling you on that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm feeling you on that one right there. When it comes to Dennis Schroeder, looking at Dennis Schroeder right now, ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Schroeder. Well, I'm looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder's salary cap situation. And Dennis Schroeder is making $15.5 million this year. He makes $15.5 million next year. All right, so that is definitely doable for the New York Knicks. Now, is OKC willing to give him up? I guess that's been something, I don't know. The Knicks, from what I understand, have interest in Dennis Schroeder. People inside the organization, according to Ian Begley, have interest in Dennis Schroeder. But what are you giving up? What is going to entice the Oklahoma City Thunder to trade a guy that's coming off your bench, 6-man, averaging 19 points a game, shooting 48% from the field, 38% from three? What's going to entice them to move it?
Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to take back that Andre Roberson contract, which is like, I think 10 and a little bit, 10 and change. But I think I don't know. I like Schroeder. I just think he was a starter on that Atlanta team. He was a good player on that OKC team with Russell Westbrook. I don't know. I like him better. I like D'Lo's a good player, but maybe it's personal.
Okay. All right.
He's overpaid. I just think he's overpaid. That's personally. I just think he's overpaid. I think he got that Golden State signed and traded for him last year and gave him a max when they didn't have to. I think, and they knew they were going to try to trade him, and I think they're trying to fleece teams. They think, and I just don't want the Knicks to be the team that gets fleeced. We've been there. We've been down that road with Isaiah Thomas, and it doesn't make sense to go and give him four. You give him, you're going to give him Portis, okay. You're going to give him Knox, Frank. If you wanted that and like that, our deal we offered them originally was fair. That was fair. If they don't take that, they want Mitch. Get out of here. Get out of here for Mitch.
You said that was fair?
If you're not giving me Karl Anthony Towns or Anthony Davis, I don't want Mitch. I'm not giving up Mitch. Those are two guys I think I'd give up for him.
Okay.
But you guys keep talking. Have a good night, man.
All right, man. Have a good one. All right, we got some more people, man. A lot going. Listen, it's hot right now. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's good, son?
I'm good, man. How you feeling?
I'm good.
So, what you think, man? Knicks making a move at the deadline or what?
Man, I don't know. They're gonna end up making a move, but the scary part that I wrote in the chat was the scariest part about all this is that they trying to make a move with no direction.
Right.
You seen the names that were thrown out there. It's like they just throwing names out there and trying to find something that will stick. And
clearly they're looking for a point guard.
Come on,
right?
Like John Henson.
I mean, really? Yeah, I don't know what's up with that John Henson junk, but but clearly they're looking for a point guard. So you've heard them linked to, of course, D'Angelo Russell, Terry Rozier, Dennis Schroeder. So clearly they're looking for a point guard a point guard for the future. They're clearly looking for that.
Yeah, that's obvious. You know what I found funny? That last year when we traded for Dennis Smith Jr., he had his best game as a Dallas Maverick. He had a triple-double. And today was possibly his last game. He had his best game as a Knick. He had his best game probably as a Knick also this season. So I just found that funny as well. The man only plays good when he's about to get traded. But with the D'Lo thing, I don't know, man. I don't feel comfortable giving him almost $30 million a year. But that's just me.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of people a little bit worried about, giving him $30 million a year. Listen, because if you're giving him $30 million a year, that is $19 million for Julius Randle, 2 years. You can get, it's nothing. You can get out of it. $30 million for D'Angelo Russell, that's a serious commitment, and you're thinking of this guy as your future. So
could you do me a favor while I'm on here? Could you look up how long is Karl Anthony Towns' contract?
Karl Anthony Towns?
Yeah.
Let's see. Karl Anthony Towns' contract. Let's see if I can get to Karl Anthony Towns. Where am I at? Minnesota. I gotta find it. Here we go.
Nah, because the reason why.
Karl Anthony Towns' contract, it extends all the way out until 2023-24. Makes $27 million this year, $29 million next year, $31 million in 2021-22, $33 million in 22-23, and $36 million in 23-24. D'Angelo Russell's contract. I'm gonna do D'Angelo Russell's contract real quick. D'Angelo Russell's contract. He's making $27 million this year. He makes $28 million in 2020-21, $30 million in 21-22, and $31 million in 22-23.
So they don't get off at the same time?
No.
All right, because I was thinking that's what Minnesota's probably trying to do. Trying to pair them up, and I was thinking maybe the Knicks could swipe in and try to do that.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. You know, they already got Karl Anthony Towns. They want to try to put D'Angelo Russell there, and then hopefully one of these days get from the Suns. You know, I think that's, you know, that might be their angle, and the angle of the Golden State Warriors is to move D'Angelo Russell, clear up that money, clear up $30 million and more if they can, so that they can bring in Giannis, not this summer, but next summer. That's where I think they're at with that. So I don't think they're as worried about the draft picks, right? They'll collect some draft picks for next year and maybe the year after or something like that. But I think they just want that space cleared out, but they got room to sign Giannis outright. But yo, my man, I appreciate it, because I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate your call.
All right.
All right, man. I'm going to get one more, and then I'm going to get to my video guys. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's popping, Sim?
I'm chilling, bro.
Yeah, I'm at work right now. I'm just reading all the stuff in the chat. This is what I'm thinking of. I'm looking at everything. Everybody's saying Terry Rozier and D'Lo and who's better. I don't really necessarily want to trade Mitch. You know what I mean? I like Mitch. He's probably the best big defender coming off the bench. But what if D'Lo can't bring you Cat?
I mean, I'm not saying that he can't. You know, maybe he can. I mean, I know, you know, from what we understand, those guys want to play together. D'Lo, Karl Anthony Towns, and
Booker.
Homeboy, Devin Booker. You know, they want to play together. So, you know, we'll see. And guys in the chat, I wasn't saying that the Knicks want to make a move for Giannis. I'm saying the Golden State Warriors, they want to move D'Angelo Russell's contract so that they have $30 million plus to make a move for Giannis. Not the Knicks, the Warriors.
Right.
Right. The Warriors want to make that move for Giannis. Now, I'm sure the Knicks want to have money to make that move, but I'm saying the Warriors, they want to get rid of D'Lo's contract, in my opinion, get rid of his contract, have their books ready so that when Giannis becomes a free agent, boom, they make that move. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the Knicks. I'm talking about the Warriors. But go ahead, bro.
Is the trade possible for D'Lo without Mitch?
It's possible. You know, it's possible. Yeah.
If it's possible, I say we go for it because
no. When I say it's possible, I mean the money can work. Will the Warriors do it? I don't know, but the money can work. The money can work to do it without Mitch. But of course, they might want Mitch, but
I mean, it's a benefit to them too as well because of the luxury tax, right?
Right. And then of course they're getting young. You know,
another thing that people don't seem to realize is D'Lo in the East is a savage. Like there's not that many. It's not the West. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is it? Kyrie and Kemba. Who else? Trae Young is good. I mean, I like Trae Young, but I don't know. They might be neck and neck in my opinion, D'Lo and Trae Young.
Okay.
But in the East, he's a savage.
Yeah.
That's just he's an all-star. Period.
All right, man. Well, we're gonna see what's gonna happen, man. But I appreciate your call because I'm about to get up out of here. All right.
All right.
All right, man. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
man.
Have
Enjoy.
a good one, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna get up out of here. And I know there's a lot of people trying to get the calls. I'm gonna take one more. I'm gonna take one more. Give him 30 seconds. My man, you're the last caller tonight.
Jim, what's going on, my man?
What's going on, bro? You're the last call tonight, so I'm gonna give you about a minute. Then I gotta get out.
Yes, listen. Here's the thing, right? I would say don't trade. Stick with the players we got, develop them. And for D'Lo, how long is this contract for?
D'Lo's contract goes until 2023.
2021, right?
2023.
No, I'm not like the play. I don't know. I was listening to you at first when you said the player was trying to acquire. I'm not trading a half team. That's a half a team right. But yeah, I don't think I would take that as much as I love him. And last but not least, I think, like I said, stick with the course. We should build a team. And when D'Lo becomes a free agent, I think we get him. You understand? So what's your opinion on that? Thanks for taking my call.
All right. Appreciate you, bro. I mean, I think, with, D'Lo's not going to become a free agent for another 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to wait another 3 years to get my franchise point guard. I'm not saying to go get him now. I'm just saying in another 3 years, D'Lo's going to be 26, 27 years old. He should be at the peak of his powers. But then that means that, we go point guardless for another 3 years, 4 years. I don't know if I want to do that, man. We need a point guard, and we need a point guard bad, I think. We need a point guard really bad, like a guy that can really run this thing, So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get up out of here. That was the last call of the night. Appreciate the call. I got my man Nate in the chat. I'm going to let Nate say what's up real quick. And then I'm getting out of here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Nate?
I'm listening to the calls.
Yeah, go ahead and take us out, man.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Trade deadline is what, Thursday?
Thursday, yep.
Okay. So, like I said before, the Knicks are in a great position right now. They don't have to do anything, and nobody will say anything. They could trade their whole team away and, have to just fill roster spots once again, which we've already done the last 2 seasons. Or they could go out and make a move like a D'Angelo Russell and build for the future. But if it involves Mitchell, no deal. I'd rather just the Knicks stay bad, and hopefully not this year, but next year, the draft class will be a lot better with point guards. Like you said, I don't want the Knicks to be looking for the next 2 or 3 years, but we don't have to do it like right now if the deal's not right. We don't need to panic. And I think that's what Knicks fans are worried about, is that the Knicks brass is panicking because they did miss out on D'Angelo Russell in the summer, and they have a lot of egg on their face right now because now they're showing desperate and say, oh, we got to go get him now, and we're going to have to give up assets for it. So they're trying to save face by making a move that's going to appease the fan base. But I'm with you, man. I mean, if we stay put and just let it ride through, hey, man, I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, and see what you just said, appease the fan base.
Yeah.
I don't want them to do things that are going to appease the fan base. I feel like that's what they did with Kenny Wooten, right? They not, and I'm not ishing on Kenny Wooten. I feel like Kenny Wooten is going to be a player in the league one day because I do. I really do.
Yeah.
But I felt like, I feel like that they got Kenny Wooten just because of the hype, not because of the production. Not that he's a starter for the Westchester Knicks. He produces, he helps them to win games. I'm not saying he doesn't do that. There are other people who are probably more productive than Kenny Wooten. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? He's a young guy that's growing and is going to have a future in the NBA. But I feel like they did it just to appease the fans.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because he was the popular name, so they did it to appease the fan. And I don't want them to do things to appease the fans. You know what I'm saying? I want them to do things that are smart.
But I'll say this last thing, and I think this is so true when it comes to wins and losses, that when you look at the teams, you either want to be one of the best or the worst, or one of the worst. You never want to be in that mediocre category. And I think that if you go a Terry Rozier route, or, you know, even a D'Lo, even though I think D'Lo has a little bit more upside than Rozier does, you can still be in that mediocre category. And I don't think the Knicks want to be there. Not with the young assets they have. I think they feel like this team could be really good in the future because a lot of these other teams are going to get older. And when our guys get to their prime, I mean, who's going to be around? I mean, Kawhi's going to be retired. I mean, you know, there's going to be a lot of good players that are going to be on their last leg. And these young Bucks are just going to start get going. And who knows where we can go. You know, it's all about this building.
So what do you think about that? This is just the last question and just answer real quick. You know, talking about Terry Rozier, you know, the fact that he led the Boston Celtics to the Eastern Conference Finals that one year. And then then Kyrie came in and you know the rest. Like, I mean, he led that team, a young team. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't with great shooting. I'm not going to say that. It was with grit and leadership and heart. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Terry Rozier. I mean, I was a big fan of him in the playoffs. I thought the first couple of rounds, the guy was lights out. When they got to the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals, he kind of didn't play as I expected him to play. I mean, he was all right. I mean, but the first two rounds, he was awesome. He was phenomenal. He was scary Terry.
All right.
But that Eastern Conference Finals, I was not very impressed with him, and that was the biggest time for him to shine. If he would have balled out in those Eastern Conference Finals and found a way to get the Celtics to the finals, they would not have signed Kyrie. Mark my words.
Well, I mean, you know, he's a young player trying to, you know, trying to get his, but you know, had a lot to learn. But anyway, I appreciate you, Nate.
Yeah,
all
man.
right?
Likewise. I guess when do we play again?
Thursday. I'll be on before Thursday though.
Oh, that's right, the Magic. Oh man.
Yeah, I'll be on before. I'll be on before Thursday though.
Are you gonna do a trade deadline special or anything?
It all depends what my schedule looks like. We'll see.
Right on.
Yeah. All right, man. Appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to give a quick shout out to my man Armando Chico. He asked, "How do you think Payton compares to D'Lo?" Well, obviously, offensively, D'Angelo Russell is heads and shoulders above Elfrid Payton. You know, maybe Elfrid Payton is better defensively. Who has the higher ceiling? Obviously, is going to be D'Angelo Russell. I think Payton is, you know, I was hoping that Payton was going to be able to take a step. He didn't. I'm not sure if he's going to. I think Elfrid Payton is kind of where he is. I think Elfrid Payton is going to be a career backup and journeyman for his career. That's what I think. He just doesn't shoot good enough. You know, if Elfrid Payton was a better shooter, it might be something different, but he just doesn't shoot well enough. You know, so that's where I am. You know, that's what comparing those two guys, that's what I think about those two guys. You know, D'Lo on this team would make a big difference without a doubt. It's just, what are you willing to give up to get him? And is it the right move, you know, looking at how much he makes? I did also want to answer Kevin Garcia. I think it was Kevin Garcia asked, is there any update from Sunday with Steve Mills? No updates. All speculation, you know, about the reasons why he would have been mad. Listen, it's totally 100% true that he was called into the office and then left the building upset. And, you know, people seen him leave upset. The reason why, nobody knows. All we have is speculation. My speculation is this. My speculation is that there's maybe a trade that could be happening, and there's a player that he did not want to include in the trade. My speculation, this is just me speculating, it's just my opinions, folks. There's nothing to this but my opinion. So my opinion is that Maybe he and Scott Perry had a discussion. Scott Perry wanted to include one player. Steve did not want to include one player. Somehow, some way, Dolan got involved. And Dolan sided with Perry. Maybe Perry did it behind Steve Mills' back. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm just saying. It's all speculation. And that's the reason why he was seen so upset. You know what I'm saying? Because, players being traded that he did not want to trade. And, people kind of went over his head to get it done. That's what I'm thinking. Like I said, it's neither here nor there. The only thing I know for a fact, is that he was leaving upset. He's mad. Super Bowl Sunday. That's the only thing I know for a fact. Everything else, speculation. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to be up out of here. I thank you. Anything that happens, just keep your alerts ready. You know what I'm saying? Because anything that happens, I'm going to jump on and talk about it and give my opinion. And of course, if I hear anything from anybody, I'm going to let you know. You know what I'm saying? It's been a really good show, fun show. A lot to talk about with these trade rumors, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot to talk about coming up. You know what I'm saying? I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourselves a good rest of your week. It's 12/13. Happy Tuesday to you. And anything that happens, I'm here for it, man. Peace.